Ruth chapter 2 verse 1. And Naomi had a kinsman of her husband's, a mighty man of wealth, of the family of Elimelech, and his name was Boaz. And Ruth the Moabites said unto Naomi,
Let me now go to the field, and glean ears of corn after him, in whose sight I shall find grace.
And she said unto her,
Go, my daughter.
And she went and came, and gleaned in the field after the reapers, and her hap was to light on a part of the field belonging unto Boaz, who was of the kindred of Elimelech.
Boaz is a relative of Elimelech, Naomi's deceased husband, and was wealthy. According to BibleReference.com, Boaz was the descendant of Nahshon, leader of the tribe of Judah during the Exodus and brother-in-law of Aaron. Nahshon was the third highest-ranking leader of the Israelites behind Moses and Aaron. Boaz is thought by many to be a military hero during the period of Judges in Israel. Harvesters leave some of the corn but not very much. Gleaners would follow and collect how little bit of corn was left. According to God's law, the Israelite servants or harvesters were not allowed to go back through fields a second time in order to allow the poor the opportunity to collect any crops left over so they would have food. Ruth goes to collect corn so she and Naomi will have some food to eat instead of relying on surviving through slavery, prostitution, or other means.
Verse 4. And behold, Boaz came from Bethlehem, and said unto the reapers,
The Lord be with you.
And they answered him,
The Lord bless thee.
Then said Boaz unto his servant that was set over the reapers,
Whose damsel is this?
And the servant that was set over the reapers answered, and said,
It is the Moabitish damsel that came back with Naomi out of the country of Moab.
We see that Boaz comes to the field and sees Ruth. Boaz asks, What is she? His servant told that it was Ruth the Moabite who came back with Naomi from Moab. Boaz and his harvesters appear to be godly men by saying, The Lord be with you, and the Lord bless thee.
Verse 7. And she said,
I pray you, let me glean and gather after the reapers among the sheaves. So she came, and hath continued even from the morning until now, that she tarried a little in the house.
Then said Boaz unto Ruth,
Hearest thou not, my daughter? O not to glean in another field, neither go from hence, but abide here fast by my maidens. Let thine eyes be on the field, had they do reap, and go thou after them. Have I not charged the young men, that they shall not touch thee? When thou art athirst, go unto the vessels, and drink of that which the young men have drawn.
Ruth asks Boaz permission to continue to glean in his field. Boaz gives her permission to glean in his field. He also tells her not to go glean in another field, and tells her that she will be safe since his men will not touch her. It is thought that some women who were single or widowed that glean in the field were raped by workers due to their vulnerability due to the time. Boaz tells Ruth to walk by his women servants and collect her corn, barley, or grain. She can drink water that is provided to his workers in the field when she is thirsty. Boaz is protective of Ruth, perhaps to her loyalty to Naomi, and her leaving the life that she could have if she remained in Moab.
Verse 10. Then she fell on her face, and bowed herself to the ground, and said unto him,
Why have I found grace in thine eyes, that thou shouldest take knowledge of me, seeing I am a stranger?
And Boaz answered and said unto her,
It hath fully been showed me all that thou hast done unto thy mother-in-law since the death of thine husband, and how thou hast left thy father and thy mother, and the land of thy nativity, and art come unto a people which thou knewest not heretofore. The Lord recompense thy work, and a full reward be given thee of the Lord God of Israel, under whose wings thou art come to trust.
Then she said,
Let me find favor in thy sight, my Lord, for that thou hast comforted me, and for that thou hast spoken friendly unto thine handmaid, though I be not like unto one of thine handmaidens.
Ruth bowed down to Boaz, thanking her, and asked why he was being so generous to her. Boaz let her know that he knows that she is Naomi's daughter-in-law, and that she left her homeland to come and take care of Naomi. He said that God is providing and taking care of her for her dedication and loyalty to Naomi, despite not having to do so. Ruth tells Boaz that he has treated her well and was provided comfort in allowing her to get food for Naomi and herself.
Verse 14, And Boaz said unto her,
At mealtime come thou hither, and eat of the bread, and dip thy morsel in the vinegar.
And she sat beside the reapers, and he reached her parched corn, and she did eat, and was sufficed, and left. And when she was risen up to glean, Boaz commanded his young men, saying,
Let her glean even among the sheaves, and reproach her not. And let fall also some of the handfuls of purpose for her, and leave them, that she may glean them, and rebuke her not.
Boaz invites her to eat lunch with him and his servants. Ruth leaves to go and glean in the field. Boaz tells his servants to stay behind and let her collect some of the crops in peace without them being in the field.
So she gleaned in the field until even, and beat out that she had gleaned, and it was about an ephah of barley. And she took it up, and went into the city, and her mother-in-law saw what she had gleaned, and she brought forth, and gave to her that she had reserved after she was sufficed.
As we see in verses 17 and 18, Ruth collected core until evening or dark. She obtained an ephah of barley, which is roughly 22 liters or over half a bushel. This would be 30 to 40 pounds, which would be basically 10 days of food at this time. Ruth took the harvest to Naomi and gave her some of the food. This shows Ruth's commitment to take care of Naomi.
Verse 19, And her mother-in-law said unto her,
Where hast thou gleaned today? And where wroughtest thou? Blessed be he that did take knowledge of thee.
And she showed her mother-in-law with whom she had wrought, and said,
The man's name with whom I wrought today is Boaz.
And Naomi said unto her daughter-in-law,
Blessed be he of the Lord, who hath not left off his kindness to the living and to the dead.
And Naomi said unto her,
The man is near of kin unto us, one of our next kinsmen.
And Ruth the Moabitess said,
He said unto me also, Thou shalt keep fast by my young men, until they have ended all my harvest.
And Naomi said unto Ruth her daughter-in-law,
It is good, my daughter, that thou go out with his maidens, that they meet thee not in any other field.
So she kept fast by the maidens of Boaz to glean unto the end of barley harvest, and of wheat harvest, and dwelt with her mother-in-law.
Let's finish up chapter 2. Naomi and Ruth have a conversation about today's events. Ruth tells Naomi that she gleaned in Boaz's field, and he told Ruth to work with his female workers being close behind the men who are working in the fields. Ruth told Naomi that Boaz told her not to work in any other fields. Naomi tells Ruth that Boaz is a relative and praises Boaz's kindness and generous spirit. Ruth worked in Boaz's fields until the end of barley and wheat harvest, and stayed with Naomi providing food from Boaz's field. I hope this has been a blessing to you. We have 2 more chapters left to cover in the book of Ruth. We see that both Ruth and Boaz are godly people. They both will be part of God's plan, as we will see as we finish up the book of Ruth. Have a great day!